In today's video, I'm gonna show you how I got 20% off my brand new Porsche Taycan. Oh wait, this is Billy's Lambo. Hold on, let me show you the Taycan. Oh, hold on, not again. This is the replica Taycan that they bought me for fun. Let's try it one more time. There we go, there she is. So in today's video, I'm gonna give you the 3 secrets I used to get this car 20% off brand new. Now, in case you weren't aware, the car market is absolutely crazy. Most Porsche Taycans and other brand new cars are going for MSRP or even above it. So the fact that I was able to get 20% off on this was a really big deal. And the thing is, not only was I able to get it 20% off on this car, but I actually helped my buddy Chandler Smith get his 20% off as well. He was gracious enough to make a video calling me the best negotiator ever.
But one thing that's very unique about Ryan Pineda is he is the ultimate negotiator.
So I'm excited to share with you how exactly I was able to do that. But before I do that, let's talk about why I bought this car in the first place. So if you followed my Turo series, I test drove 5 different supercars, and the Porsche Taycan was one of those. And even though I loved everything about it, I wasn't sure if I was gonna buy another electric car or not. I already had my Tesla, and I figured it's probably better to get a gas car like the Mercedes GT. But after looking into that car, I realized I was gonna have to custom order it. It lacked a lot of the features that the Taycan had. And in the end, I realized that the Taycan was just the better car and I wanted to buy that. But the other kicker is that because it's an all-electric vehicle, it gets an EV tax credit of $7,500. And so with all those things combined of having more tech, having a better look, being electric, getting that tax credit, I just realized this was the car for me and I pulled the trigger. But in the end, the biggest thing that pushed me over to finally do it was getting 20% off the car. So let's go inside and talk about how I did that. So the first thing I did when I began my search for a Porsche, I gotta get used to saying that as an owner now. The first thing I did when I started looking for a Porsche was So the first thing I did when I knew I wanted to buy one was look at the local dealerships. So there's only one here in Vegas, and I called them up and they said, yeah, the best that we can do is MSRP, which wasn't surprising because that's kind of where the market's at. So I decided to take a look and see what was around Vegas. What does California have? What does Arizona have? And it was more of the same. Pretty much all those dealerships wanted MSRP at best. But just for fun, I decided to just go on AutoTrader and take the search nationwide to see what cars were selling for across the country. And sure enough, that's where I got lucky. I ended up seeing a dealership in Houston, Texas that had the car reduced by $30,000. And my first immediate thought was, it's probably salvage title. For those of you who don't know, salvage title is typically a car that's been in an accident or a flood or something like that. They're almost brand new, but they're not a clear title. And getting insurance and loans on them is really hard. But even though I was skeptical, I called up the dealer and I said, hey, you know, what's the deal with this? Is it salvage title? Why is it so cheap? And he said, no, it's actually just a dealer demo. And I had never heard of a dealer demo, and I said, okay, what is that? And he said a dealer demo is typically a car that's at the dealership and it's used by the employees or the manager, or maybe it's used as a loaner or something like that. And I said, okay, well, how many miles does it actually have on it? And he said there was only 200 miles. So whoever was driving it did not drive it very much to only have 200 miles. So I asked him, is it still considered new as a dealer demo? He said, yeah, you'll get the brand new warranty, just like on all new cars. Plus, you'll still get the tax credit because that tax credit only applies to brand new cars. You can't go buy a used Taycan and get the $7,500. And so I was good with the dealer demo, especially one with only 200 miles. And so that's my tip number 1. If you can go find a dealer demo for the car you're looking for, it's already gonna be highly discounted. They were advertising this car at over 30 grand off MSRP. And even though that was already a really good deal compared to everything else, that did not stop me from negotiating. I asked him, what's the bottom dollar on the car? And he said that the list price was as low as they can go. And then I said, what happens if I buy 2 of them? Because I knew that Chandler wanted to buy one as well. And he said, if you buy 2 of them, we'll give you free delivery to Vegas. I said, all right, let me think about it. I'll get back to you. Now, the reason I didn't commit to it, even though it was already a good deal, was because of tip number 2 I'm gonna give you. I was talking to this dealer at the last day of the quarter. It was June 30th. And what you have to understand is dealers have bonuses based on how much revenue, how many cars they sell in any given month, but also any given quarter and the year. And so at the end of the month, you should get a better deal if they need to hit their quota. But a quarterly bonus is gonna be even more. And so if you can catch them at the end of the quarter, they're gonna be much more likely to make a deal with you if it helps them get an even bigger bonus. And this same logic applies to the end of the year. And me knowing that as a buyer gives me leverage because I know they wanna make a deal. And there's not many people out there trying to buy $160,000 cars. And for this rule to apply, it doesn't even matter if it's a dealer demo. And if you want proof of that, my buddy Chandler's car that we negotiated wasn't a dealer demo. I actually put out on Instagram that I was thinking about buying the Porsche, and a dealer reached out to me from Arizona. He said he was the head of sales and that he could get me one at a good discount. To make a long story short, he said he could get me it for 12% off MSRP. But after telling him what the dealer demo was gonna give it to me for, he was able to raise it to 20% off MSRP. And his was just a brand new normal car, and Chandler ended up buying it from him. And I actually think Chandler's was a better deal than mine because we both got Porsche Taycan turbos. They're the same exact trim, but I paid almost 20 grand more than Chandler. And the reason was mine is just way more upgraded than his. But for me, it wasn't necessarily about getting the best value. If you're gonna spend this kind of money on a car, you should buy exactly what you want. And I just love this red interior. I wanted these rims. I also wanted the massage seats that I have. So I was fine paying 20K more for technically the same car. So looking at the end of the month, the quarter, or the year can be a great way for you to get a good discount. Now here's a little bonus tip that's kind of common sense that I just thought about while I was filming. Make sure that you leverage other dealerships against each other. Once I knew I had this other dealership that was 20 grand cheaper and giving me 20% off, I went back to my original dealership and said, hey man, I'm deciding between this car and your car. And I was honest with them. I said, look, I'd rather buy your car, but I'm gonna need a better deal because this is a really good value. And so in total, this car's MSRP was $198,000. But with all the discounts, I got it for $159,000. So I was really happy about it because I got the exact car I wanted with a huge discount, with the tax credit, the new warranty, and I just love it. It's a beautiful car. So that leads me with my last tip for getting a great deal on a brand new car. And it's this: get the previous year's model. This happens to be a 2020 Taycan, even though they have 2021s out. Now there's virtually no difference between the 2020 and the 2021, but they have to get rid of these, mainly because the 2022s are gonna be on the way. Now for me, I don't really care because the body's not changing, the tech's not really changing, it's almost the same exact car. But if maybe they were gonna come up with a new body style or a new design, then I might wait and try and get the new version. But that's not the case here. Now look, I had all three factors going for me on this particular deal. I bought a dealer demo, got it at the end of the quarter, and I got a previous model year. But that doesn't have to happen for you to get a good deal. You might find a really good deal just because it's the end of the quarter. You might get a really good deal because they gotta get rid of the old model year. Or you might find one that is a dealer demo and you get a great deal. But the point is, the car market is just like real estate. Even though there's a shortage and people say there are no deals out there for sure are deals if you do the right thing. We're getting more deals than ever in my real estate business, and we just proved it in the car industry as well. So I hope it helps you out, and I'll catch you on the next one.